ESPN on the call. It was a good bounce-back performance by Cleveland after their 25-point Game 1 loss that helped the Cavs steal home court advantage from Boston. The Indiana Pacers have reportedly sent to the league office clips of 78 plays they feel were officiated incorrectly in the first two games of their series against the New York Knicks. They trailed the series against New York 2-0. In North Carolina, the New York Rangers' Artemi Panarin redirected a pass between his legs just 1:43 into overtime as New York took a commanding 3-0 lead in the series following their 3-2 win last night. Well, it was only a preseason game, but the WNBA's Indiana Fever fans were in a fever as superstar Caitlin Clark made her home debut last night. She poured in 12 points in the Fever's 83-80 win over Atlanta. Seats in the building packed, with fans wearing her number 22 jersey. And there were only 7 games in a truncated Major League Baseball schedule last night as the Royals, Diamondbacks, Twins, Rockies, Astros, White Sox, and Brewers were all on the winning side. And that's your look at sports.
Thank you, John. Nice job. 7 till. When we return on America in the Morning, as you imagine them in your head, we'll have a list of the best and worst states to drive in after these messages.
Texting privacy policy in terms and conditions posted at textplay.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Play stop, opt out.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head, comb it over, wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out today, because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to anyone that texts CAP to 200-300. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad, because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley, because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let Bosley show you for free how awesome your hair can look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Text CAP to 200-300. That's CAP to 200-300.
Sponsored by Lowe's. Spring into deals at Lowe's with up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select LG major appliances. Offer valid through 5/15. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flakes with today's tip for kids for the American Academy of Pediatrics. Food additives can harm children's development and raise the risk of obesity. To lower the risk, choose fresh fruits and vegetables when you can and avoid processed meats. Don't put plastic in the microwave because heat can cause chemicals to leak into your food. When cooking or serving hot foods, use glass or ceramic dishes. For more on keeping your child healthy, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
If you're always missing part of your favorite show because you have to get out of the car, don't worry. Take us with you, either through our streaming app or through your Alexa or Google smart home device. News Radio 1440.
It's 5 till. You're with America in the Morning. Happy Mother's Day weekend. Right around the corner, Memorial Day weekend, recognized as the unofficial start to summer, and that means more automobiles on the road. Stefan Kaufman steers us toward the best and worst states to drive in.
Everyone hates being stuck in traffic. It not only makes you late and causes tempers to flare up, but it's also quite bad for your wallet. In fact, recent figures show congestion costs the average driver $869 a year, thanks to an average of 51 hours spent sitting in traffic. That's led Wallet Hub to survey the best and worst states in which to be behind the wheel.
We looked at all 50 states across 4 key dimensions, including cost of ownership and maintenance, traffic and infrastructure, safety, and access to vehicles and maintenance.
Wallet Hub's Cassandra Happy says these 3 states are home to the luckiest Americans when it comes to the least congestion and the safest, best maintained roads.
Iowa at number 1, Georgia at number 2, and Kansas at number 3.
Happy says helping those states make the top 3 was the price of gasoline.
Georgia ranked 3rd overall as far as having the lowest average gas prices, and Iowa came in 9th overall for that.
While coastal states like New York, New Jersey, California, Washington, along with remote Hawaii, rank among the worst states to drive in when it comes to maintenance costs, Paradise had an advantage.
They actually ranked 8th overall for safety, so although it's a little more expensive to be driving out on the island, it seems to be a little bit safer than it is on the mainland.
The World Economic Forum ranks the U.S. 17 out of 141 countries when comparing road quality. I'm Stephen Kaufman.
It was first released in 1960 as an astronaut who crashed land on a planet populated by intelligent apes. The latest installment hits theaters this weekend. Kevin Carr has a sneak peek at The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
The first sequel to kick off the summer is a return to the Planet of the Apes.
Are you familiar with the concept of evolution?
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes takes place generations after the human population has been decimated by a virus, giving rise to ultra-intelligent apes who build a new society. But when a violent group enslaves a peaceful village, one ape seeks to overthrow the group's king and save his clan.
I will find them. I will bring them.
Of all of today's rebooted sci-fi franchises, the Planet of the Apes series has been the most consistently well-made and thought-provoking. The shades of gray in the ape characters provide us with a safe mirror through which to view our own species.
Apes will learn, I will learn. And I will conquer.
But in addition to a well-written script, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes delivers spectacle with thrilling action sequences and some of the best photorealistic performance capture CGI around. Your brain just accepts what you see as real now.
What a wonderful day!
It may not be the best of the 4 modern Planet of the Apes movies, but it's in great company and still a fantastic film on all fronts.
Bend for looking. Never.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes gets 4 Caesars out of 5. I'm Kevin Carr, and that's the way I see it.
America in the Morning for Friday, May 10th, 2024 is produced by Jeff McKay. Production assistants Christian Matos. Kevin Delaney is our senior producer. I'm John Trout. This is Westwood One.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Plates with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Food additives can harm children's development and raise the risk of obesity. To lower the risk, choose fresh fruits and vegetables when you can and avoid processed meats. Don't put plastic in the microwave because heat can cause chemicals to leak into your food. When cooking or serving hot foods, use glass or ceramic dishes. For more on keeping your child healthy, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org. Job, finances, everything's so crazy. Just want to be in control.
Sam is Smarter About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Get empowered to reach your financial goals. Visit samican.org.
The internet is vast and unending, but you don't have to go that far to hear your favorite talk show hosts. Search, stop, and listen at News Radio 1440.
Talk Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show.
Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS News World News Roundup, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Elaine Cobb. Israel bombarded Gaza, including Rafah, today after negotiators left truce talks in Cairo without a deal. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, talking to TV's Dr. Phil, says he's not backing down.
We'll fight if necessary. I've said we'll fight with our fingernails. I assure you, we have more than fingernails.
BBC correspondent Yolande Nell in Jerusalem tells us conditions in Rafah grow worse every day.
What the US and what the world is really worried about is that Rafah is so crammed full of displaced people. There are more than 1 million of them there close to the Egyptian border. And already what we've seen in just the past few days with a relatively limited incursion of Rafah by Israeli forces is that humanitarian operations there are in a new crisis.
A senior UN official says aid operations to Gaza are now all but impossible. A new round of storms caused damage in parts of the south. Scores of people in several states face uncertainty after a week of destructive tornadoes. Here's CBS's Dave Malkoff.
Violent storms slammed central Mississippi overnight. One tornado was reportedly spotted just west of Jackson.
I've never seen the wind that strong before.
David White watched as an EF3 tornado barreled towards his family home in Columbia, Tennessee late Wednesday, while his sister-in-law Tammy was still inside.
The family of a black Air Force enlisted man is demanding full transparency after a Florida deputy responding to a call allegedly burst into the wrong apartment and killed him. CBS's Mark Strassman is covering that story.
Newly released body cam video shows an Okaloosa County deputy arriving at the home of Senior Airman Roger Forston's apartment door, responding to a 911 call about a domestic disturbance. The video is partially blurred. The deputy appears to step to the side and knocks 3 times. Seconds later, Forston opens the door holding a handgun at his side that was legally owned, according to his family. The deputy orders him to step back and then fires.
At Donald Trump's criminal trial, the judge again rebuffed efforts to modify the gag order or grant a mistrial. CBS's Robert Costa has more on the 2 days of testimony from a high-profile prosecution witness.
Donald Trump was visibly frustrated.
We are so innocent. There's never been anything like it.
After his legal team wrapped up their cross-examination of adult film actress Stormy Daniels. In heated exchanges yesterday, Trump's lawyer Susan Necheles questioned Daniels' credibility and motive.
It looks like the Northern Lights could be seen tonight in the Deep South.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
It's a meeting of some well-respected minds at the Vatican.
30 Nobel Peace Prize winners are attending a Vatican event to discuss the world's most pressing issues. Along with professors, doctors, and economists, they're taking part in the World Meeting on Human Fraternity, featuring 12 roundtable discussions on topics such as world peace, sports, health, social media, and business. Pope Francis will lead the roundtable on children and the future. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is also participating. The 2-day event will close with music from country singer Garth Brooks. Anna Matranga, CBS News, Rome.
4 flight attendants have been charged in connection with an alleged scheme to smuggle drug money from the U.S. to the Dominican Republic. Prosecutors say they took part in a years-long scheme to smuggle bulk cash that had been earned from selling drugs on behalf of traffickers. Elaine Cobb, CBS News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax relief advocates TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9318. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9318. That's 800-575-9318. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Set reminders, make a grocery list, look up random facts and info in seconds, and play your favorite talk show, all with your smartphone speaker. News Radio 14.
And good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds everybody well. Did you know that this is COSA Alcohol Awareness Month? That's right. Did you know that more than 65 million Americans binge drink or drink heavily? Well, this month is Alcohol Awareness Month. This month is set aside to raise awareness of the danger caused by alcohol misuse. 29% of all traffic fatalities are caused by alcohol. Impaired drivers. Teen alcohol use kills nearly 5,000 people a year. That's more than illegal drugs combined. COSA, the Council on Substance Abuse, is bringing about awareness to reduce the pain and suffering caused by alcohol use. If you or someone you know need help with alcohol abuse, there is help. COSA cares. Give the Council on Substance Abuse a call today, right now, if you need to. 334-262-1629. Let me say that number one more time. 334-262-1629. Or go to COSA, NCADD.org. Okay? Give them a call. Okay? Right now, 262-1629. Again, I'll go to COSA, NCADD.org. Get educated on the dangers of alcohol abuse. Call COSA, 334-262-1629, and get help now. So for a sober and a much brighter future, it's never too late. If for no other reason, COSA cares. All right? Take care of that. Don't do it. You know, the stunning thing about those statistics is how many alcohol-related traffic accidents are caused by people who drink, and teenager, it is off the chain. So keep a look at your teenager, especially your teenager that lives in the house with you. Talk to them about alcohol use. It's too late to talk to them once the accident has happened. So let's talk to them about it. Okay? You can always get drunk at home. You don't need to drive your car and do it. Okay, I'm just saying you might not want to do that. Okay. Anyway, we'll be back.
SFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster.com. Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
Josh Johnson here. After a stormy start to the morning, things get better in a hurry. The rest of Friday looks pretty nice. Sunshine gradually returns. Afternoon temperatures warm into the upper 70s to low 80s underneath a sunny sky. Tonight, clear, turning a little cooler. Overnight lows drop into the mid-50s. Tomorrow, sunshine, but noticeably cooler. Saturday's high at 79. More nice weather ahead for Mother's Day. A sunny sky and the high in the lower 80s. That's your First Alert Forecast. I'm WSFA Chief Meteorologist Josh Johnson on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven, on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported recently that would send you on an alternate route. Looking at your traffic flow maps, no big backups or slowdowns there. That's always good. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. At McKinnon Toyota, financing as low as 2.9%. The inventory is rising on Camrys, Corollas, 4Runners, and more. It's worth a drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Severe weather swept through our area overnight and early this morning, bringing heavy rain and wind. Alabama Power reporting that tens of thousands of people are without power across Watauga, Elmore, Tallapoosa, and Montgomery counties. A Lee County teacher was arrested for allegedly hitting a student. Brittany Buford teaches first grade at Lochapoka Elementary School. She was arrested and charged with third-degree assault for allegedly hitting a 7-year-old in the face. Investigators say they have video of the incident. The 2024 Alabama legislative session came to a close and lawmakers passed several bills, but one piece did not make it out, and that was gambling. Many hoped and expected that this year gaming legislation would pass. Despite frustrations, lawmakers say they're proud of the bills they did pass, including the
They ought to be proud. They didn't do much.
education budget, plus workforce development bills. I'm Chaz Williams with your morning headlines.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
My muscles ached. I was tired all the time.
My son had a full-blown asthma attack. It came out of nowhere.
The unsettling thing about some symptoms is
I had a fever and these terrible headaches.
you don't always know what's causing them.
It was Lyme disease from a tick bite.
I had West Nile virus from a mosquito. He had a reaction to cockroach allergens.
Threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association. This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris, encouraging you to take the Purple Pledge and support the 47 million people worldwide who are living with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias.
The number of Americans living with Alzheimer's is growing at an alarming rate. 10% of people over the age of 65 have the disease, and 2/3 of them are women. New research is making it possible to detect Alzheimer's disease and providing an accurate diagnosis earlier than ever before. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
Listen to News Radio 1440 from the comfort of your car seat, the comfort of your desk chair, or the comfort of your recliner at home. We are everywhere, on the radio, online, and on your smart home speaker. News Radio 1440.
And good morning, everybody. It is 7:13 in the morning here in Montgomery, Alabama, the capital city of the great state of Alabama. I'm Kevin Elkins, and it's time to rise and shine. But before we get anything started, we always start the right way. And that's a word from on high, our daily bread, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. It is May the 10th, 2024. AD. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Trying to Save Ourselves. Our scripture insight today comes from Ephesians 2:1-10. Ephesians 2:8 reads, "It is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from ourselves. It is a gift from God. Govern yourselves accordingly." And again, good morning. It is May the 10th. It is a day that has never been. It is a day that won't ever, ever be again. It is a once in a lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you don't. And you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, May the 10th, 2024, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you be proud of what you've done this day. If you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and are given the grace, mercy, charity, and love of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, do what you can, while you can, for whom you can, right now, while they need you. Bishop Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. I say if that is the standard by which you live your life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two, we all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never quit. You never give up. And if nothing else happens today, you should appreciate this day more enthusiastically than you've ever appreciated any day in your entire life. Because this day, May the 10th, 2024, was never promised. And like a friend of mine says, you got the wake-up call this morning. If for nothing else, that is much to be thankful for. Trying to save ourselves, that is our daily bread for this morning, May the 10th, 2024. Good morning to you. It is a great day, an absolutely fantastic day to be alive.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading titled, Trying to Save Ourselves, was written by Marvin Williams. Many years ago, New York City launched a Stay Safe, Stay Put ad campaign to educate people on how to stay calm and be safe when trapped in an elevator. Experts reported that some trapped passengers had died when they tried to pry open the elevator doors or attempted exiting by some other means. The best plan of action is to simply use the alarm button to call for help and wait for emergency responders to arrive. The Apostle Paul spelled out a very different type of rescue plan, one to help those trapped in the downward pull of sin. He reminded the Ephesians of their utter spiritual helplessness, being truly dead in their sins. They were trapped, obeying the devil and refusing to submit to God. This resulted in them being the subject of God's wrath. But he didn't leave them trapped in their spiritual darkness. And those who believe in Jesus, the apostle wrote, by grace have been saved. A response to God's rescue initiative results in faith. And faith means we'll give up trying to save ourselves and call on Jesus to rescue us. By God's grace, being rescued from sin's trap doesn't originate with us. It's the gift of God through Jesus alone. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Ephesians chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the Spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving of wrath, but because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved. And God raised us up with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms in Christ Jesus, in order that in the coming ages he might show the incomparable riches of his grace, expressed in his kindness to us in Christ Jesus. For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Let's pray. Dear God, we are so grateful that when we were trapped in sin and didn't know what to do or who to turn to, you initiated our rescue and sent a Savior to free us. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. I'm Stephen Tabor, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
And now we pay homage to our armed forces of the United States. And don't forget, this is also Memorial Day month, so we celebrate those that have given all they had to give, so we can sit here and sprout off our mouths on radios and TVs and to each other. We'll honor those people later on this month. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. Hey, it's the best 3 hours in town right here. That's right. We always say something. Even when it doesn't make any sense, we'll still say something. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. You know, I got this part here, and I want to play this because this is important. And I only do this on Friday. I don't do it every Friday, but I think sometimes we need to hear the life stories of other people. So if we think we're the only people catching hell, we think we're the only people. Now, I will admit to you that when we going through it, it's it's kind of tough. But this is a story of a guy who started out being a drug. It's only 7 minutes and 47 seconds, so don't be whining. Okay, it's a great story, as a matter of fact. So what I'm going to do is play it. Is how I went from a drug dealer to a gourmet chef. It is the story of many lives, yours, mine. We could have ended up so many other places this morning than where we are. Me behind a microphone on a radio station, you headed to your great job, you living out there in Wind Lakes. We are one decision from famine or feast. All of us are. Unfortunately, I'm reaping the repercussions of a couple decisions, but not nowhere as bad as it could have been. So, how I became a chef from a drug dealer. So you guys enjoy this, and it's only 7 minutes. Then I'll be back, and then we'll get this party started. Okay.
They're called CEOs and businessmen. I used to talk a lot, and I was slick. In the corporate world, they call that a master communicator. Okay? So here were the parallels between the street hustler, multi-million-dollar drug dealers, who never used drugs, who never was a part of gangs, who never carried guns. Age 19, millionaire, indicted by the federal government in 1988, served 10 years in prison. 10 years in prison that I served. 10 years. Walking on concrete every single day. Sitting on a stainless steel toilet with toilet paper that's hard as a brown paper bag. So it was in 1984 that I embraced a criminal lifestyle. My criminal lifestyle was shaped by my mentors. I wanted more for my mother. I wanted more for my sister. And I decided that this was the way for me, which was the meal ticket for tens of thousands of young men of color in inner city communities across America. I was one of those guys. And it's not something that I'm proud of, but you always have to go back to the beginning of how it began. I made up to $35,000 a week in my heyday. But one thing that I wasn't able to see, because I had the blinders on, when you grow up in poverty, the front lobe that many of these intellectuals talk about that goes undeveloped, it doesn't allow you to see the world through the eyes of people who have been exposed, who have had access to the American dream. So we see one thing, that's how to hustle, how to put food on the table. And one of the biggest mistakes that many of our mothers in our community put on the burden of young boys is for a mother to say that you are the man of the house. When a mother tells you that you are the man of the house at 7 to 8 years old, every boy wants to help his mother. Every boy doesn't like to see his mother abused, doesn't like to see his mother going through various challenges in life. So they called me a hustler back in the days. When I was on the street, I understood marketing. I understood branding. I knew how to manage a diverse workforce. I had gang members following me, like any CEO, any leader, or great manager of a company. When you're a great leader, you have vision. And when you have vision, it becomes very addictive. People want to be a part of that. Like tens of thousands of young people on the street. One thing that no one ever saw in me, they didn't know how to flip my gift of gab. They didn't know how to flip the ability that I was the #1 newspaper boy when I was 8. I had the #1 candy seller route when I was a little boy. But no one saw that because my mother was blind. It's not that she was uneducated, she was miseducated. So no one was able to say, Jeffrey, what do you want to be when you grow up? No one saw that in me. So as a drug dealer, I became very successful. I had the ability to tap into the talent and the strength of people on the streets. That's how I was able to move the product. Same scenario that I'm gonna take you to. The hustler or the businessman. And I'm not putting praise on the fact that drug dealers are these great individuals. Even though we victimized by selling drugs, we were also victims of our community and the people around us that shaped our thinking. 30% of people go to prison have a mental health issue. But what about the 70 that doesn't? Where did we go wrong? Where did we make the wrong choices? Wrong choices are inspired by something that we see, something we hear, whether it's greed, whether it's poverty, whether it's just trying to beat the system or something like that. Chef Jeff, how did you change? How did the blinders come off? How did you begin to see the world through a different set of eyes? Well, it didn't happen overnight. It was a collective of situations, circumstances, intellectual stimulation. I read my first book in prison. I was told for the first time in my life that I was smart in prison. An older man in prison taught me how to shave with a razor in prison. But not only did that begin to get me to see myself different, I became the same analyst that I was on the streets. See, I was in the federal system. I was in prison with some of the brightest minds on the universe. Stockbrokers, presidents and CEOs of corporations, judges, lawyers, former DA agents. I began to build the relationships with them. I became an intellectual jacker. I robbed them for knowledge. That's right. I learned to cook in prison. I found my gift. It was fueled by my dreams. The gift was cooking. Never knew that in my life. When I came home from prison in 1996, they told me I couldn't get a job and I wouldn't get a job. Well, I proved them wrong. I went in as a dishwasher. When I first got my job, there were things I had to change about me when I got out of prison. Everything. I had to build a brand. I had to rebuild my image. Clean shave my face. Took makeup to cover my earring hole up. No tattoos. Quit lifting weight so I wasn't big and bulky. I got my teeth fixed. $2,600 grill. Look at that. Because I understood the importance of a smile. I had to straighten up the way I walk, because I still walk cool sometimes. So this is how I used to walk. So I had to get my corporate swag down, right? Chef Jeff, how did I do it? I built the right relationships. I learned to smile. I changed my swagger. It took me 3.5 years to get a job at the Bellagio. I changed my walk 3.5 times. And I finally got the job. My mission is to get you to really understand the power of potential in individuals who may have grew up with circumstances and situations that shape the thinking process of them. Well, I believe that everybody was born with a gift. I believe that everybody was born with the abilities and the strength and the genius to become someone. The reason why we're successful in here, because we discovered that. We unleashed that. But there's so much talent in the hood. There's so much individuals out there who are smart, who are forward thinkers, but they were using that intellect the wrong way. So I was always a genius, like so many young people who make poor choices. But it took me years to realize that. Transformation. Going from criminal to respected chef. It was a process. It was a journey. And I knew in order to be the best chef in America, I had to go amongst the best chefs to learn, to study, the transformation. We talk about leadership. We talk about diversity. We talk about geniuses just like us, but they've been untapped. No one looks at them. No one takes the time to develop them, develop that intellect. So many of these young people have been impacted and influenced by negativity. Why shouldn't we live the American dream? It doesn't matter where you come from, what religion you are, what your story is. Everybody has the power of potential. Everybody can change. Each and every one of them should have that opportunity to live the dream.
And we are back. Every time I hear this particular piece, I ask myself, are we as a society responsible for where some of our young people grow up, how we grow up, myself included, how we grow up? Are we? I mean, we can take these kids who are getting involved in drugs and stuff like that and throw them in jail, and that hurts them even worse, because once you come out of jail, you got a record like this young man did, and he's so young now. And see if I can get him on the show one day. But are we? I almost sound like a Democrat here because we. It's not their fault. They're born in a poor situation. It's not their fault. One would argue that yeah, you got to take responsibility for your decisions and your actions. But if we looked in the mirror and asked ourselves, do we, as has the grown-up population been so concerned? And listen, hey, listen, I understand it with their own survival that we, and I must admit, sometimes I'm in that group too, because you're so busy trying to survive yourself until we find it difficult to be empathetic to other people because nobody helped us. And I've got to tell you now, it's got an attitude I had for a long time. I did. But as I looked at our kids today, like I'm looking on the Facebook page, Montgomery County or whatever it is, a young black man coming in somebody's window, breaking in their house. If somebody shot him dead, we'd be on the phone. Oh, you shouldn't have did. I mean, what do you expect people to do? How do we change this? Or is it possible even to change it? I mean, we're going to hear about this young man dead someplace. We're going to hear about it. Dead or in jail. We're going to hear about it. I mean, we're going to hear. And he didn't have enough sense to cover his face. But are we responsible for the carnage that we see on the streets of America? Are the people who, I won't say have it made, that's what I love about Hope Inspired Ministries. They will take regular folks and let them mentor other people who they come in contact with through the organization. And maybe it's just one decision, maybe just one piece of advice that you can give a child, and not so much a child sometimes, give to a grown-up, a young man, a young adult, a young female. Maybe just one piece of advice you can give them that would change their lives. Listen, I have been the recipient, and I ain't gonna say I was all that young when I got it. I have been the recipient of those pieces of advice. Some I listened to and some I didn't. And I should have a couple of them. But again, we all travel our own road. I just wonder, are we as Americans, the better off Americans, are we responsible for the carnage? He makes a point in his presentation. One of the worst responsibilities that black women, I don't know about the white women, but I know the black women back in the day would tell their young men, you are the man of the house. You're 12, 13 years old. You're the man of the house. Well, because the guy she had left or whatever, she picked the wrong guy, whatever the case may be, or he was just a rotten guy to begin with. And you put a young man in a position of manhood. And we may not know much about manhood, but we know that title comes with a response. It comes with a responsibility. You're the man of the house, when in fact, I'm just a child in the house. And then when we do that to these kids, we give them a responsibility they don't deserve, and they certainly are not ready for. But what's a mom to do? What do you do when you can't get help no place else? What do you do? And we know that the money some of our kids are bringing home comes from places where it ought not come from. We know that, but what are we to do? Got that in the refrigerator. They want to turn off the lights. They want to turn off the water. You got no groceries. What do you do? And I got to tell you, as we take care of everybody else in the world, we take care of the Ukrainians. They're begging us for money for Haiti. They're begging us for money from the Philippines. They're begging us for money for Africa. We distribute money lots of it. everywhere in the world, it seems, but here. And people think that because you get food stamps and EBT, that somehow that relinquishes our burden, society's burden, to make sure that there are opportunities for the quote unquote man of the house, who's actually the child of the house. Anyway, it was just a thought of mine when I was listening to that man right there, and he spent 10 years for drugs. 10 years. You take a quarter of his life and put him on concrete floors rather than taking him, mandating that he goes to school, teaching him, testing them and see where their talents are. You know, where those talents are. We don't do like the military does. You know, when we go in the military, we take a test. We take a test to see where we lean, where according to the test, where our skills are those things that we of course on paper would probably be good at. Although they got me all wrong. but they did, you know, they did. Well, actually, they didn't do that to me. Actually, I did it to myself. But anyway, it was just something to think. Let me take one call, then take my last break out, then we get out of here. I just thought I would bring that up. Good morning. Yes, I'm doing fine. I, I don't know. All right, then. Got to take a break, and we'll be back. But think about that. We got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about. Out of the city council meeting the other day, a lot of things went down. And Miss Riley, I'm going to get on her a little bit today and get on Miss Johnson early today. Even though I think that's my new city council. I'm going to get on her too. Yeah, get on her. I got to get her. I got to get them. I just got to do it. Anyway, so y'all call them up, tell them they're going to be on the news this morning. So call them at work, whatever they got to do, because I'm going to wear them out this morning. Okay, I'm going to do that. Yes, just for them. Out of respect, of course. Respectfully, of course. I'm not going to, disrespect them or anything like that. But yeah, we got to, we got to talk about city council the other night. And again, though, I will celebrate. I will congratulate the city council tonight, though, all of them for actually coming into their own. About time, coming into their own. Now there are a couple of them down there that always working, but a couple more down there, they kind of like sit in the background and see how the day goes. Okay, but most of them down there, they come into their own now. Now let's see you put action behind the words. Okay. Anyway, think about that. I want you to think about though. Are we as a society more responsible for the carnage that is on our streets in America, the waywardness of our young people? Are we more responsible for that situation than they are? Before you say anything, and I know I'm always saying, well, your kids ain't my responsibility, and I don't believe they are, but do I have a responsibility to the kids? Now that somebody was jumping all on my case the other day, and I got to thinking about it. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should take it maybe I should take it more seriously and reach out and do what I can, although I have done it, but maybe not enough. Anyway, we'll be back right after these messages. 860-1440 is what time is that what it is? Okay, yeah, 860-1440 is the numbers here. If you want to give us a call, feel free to do that. We'll come back. The time on the wall says it is 7. So we got to be there by 8 o'clock. We got 14 minutes by which to arrive. So hold on. We'll be back.
Doesn't do anything. Found that staying active and making time to work out helps keep my energy where it needs to be to perform my best. No matter what you do or where you are, make time to stay in shape. You'll feel better and have the energy you need to accomplish your goals. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. I'm Aaron Tippett. I've been blessed to be able to make a living at what I love, making music for more than 25 years. But it didn't get there overnight. There were a lot of long days of work. Good things in life don't always come. You can still put it forward, and that's needed sweeter with the good. So remember to work hard and the opportunities to get themselves, and you got to be ready to grab. This message is brought to you by the United States. When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get figured out, you could talk about a free online resource from a nonprofit naturally running for these.
Yeah. Okay, what do I need? I need a finger there. be right back.
Behavior you want to do. Reward behavior and the thought related from you. It doesn't work expected. It's only interested in child behavior. For more strategies on child behavior, talk to the Hi, I'm Dr. Lama.
You look like an idiot. You look like an idiot. You look like an idiot.
Radio 1440 everywhere on your AM dial. On 95.1 on FM through our app on the App Store or Google Smart Home device.
Alrighty then. You know, I still can't figure out, watching the news thing a few minutes ago, people put all these earrings all in their face. I mean, we're just getting crazy in America. And then what do I take to the job? She got earrings in her jaw, earrings in her nose, earrings in her ears, earrings in her eyebrows, earrings. I mean, I wouldn't hide them either. Okay, yeah, so much for that. I just don't know how we expect to move our society forward. Looking like idiots walking around doing stupid things. It just, oh, I mean, you got men that says I'm a woman, so he gets to swim in the women's league, and he's the number one swimmer in the women's league. Woo! All right, then. Leave that alone. It's its own 1414. I mean, what y'all love talking with everyone. I got so many things. I don't even know where to begin to. But we will. We'll get it together. 7:53 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? Hey, good morning. Who's this? Not much. Yeah. Roscoe must not be treating her right. Yeah. I think race is. I don't. Yeah, but race at one point I was told this, but race is not the impediment today in America that it used to be. So I know, but stop making excuses about race. I'm going here. Let me shut up and see if you're gonna go someplace you've never been before.
Actually, why you took the white female that got shot, okay? My heart is down with her and her family and friends and so forth, okay? Get that understood. But
now you know you say but what wait you know what you say when you the minute you use the word but you just discredit everything else you say. Right there. The minute you say but you lose all credibility on other things. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just mm. I'm trying. Okay, now let me interject here. Let me interject a little bit here. And listen, my Biden years may be coming on me early, and I just maybe don't understand why it is that we have to to criticize people who are concerned about another citizen that lives that lives in their community, that's riding down the streets of Montgomery doing nothing. So why we keep criticizing people for being concerned about that? Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me ask. Well, let me ask you a bit. If the light company turns off your neighbor's lights, what about but if they turn off if they turn off your light, does that bother you? And which one, right? No, which one would bother you? No, which one would bother you more? Would you be bothered more by your lights being off or your neighbor's lights being off? Which one would you try to get fixed? And it's not giving a bunch of Bravo Sierra. Of course, you're gonna get your lights on before you put the other lights on. Anyway, gotta go. See you later. I know. What's your whole life out there? You are gonna go. Not really. I just had a conversation about regular things that people.
You're not taking the Democratic one.
What's going on, young man?
We went and had.
I got to get DEI, diversity, inclusion.
Yeah, thank God they're now jettisoning that.
Well, some people are, but colleges they're gonna still do it. Which
Speaking of diversity, Joe and I, we just went to LA, and it's middle age, remember, class lady. We're walking in, and we roll down the window. She said, "Oh, y'all must be related." And she said, "You're good looking too." It's like, damn. He must have been.
Oh, she had some glasses on.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, that was scary. She had to be talking about my son. And I'm John Wells. He's talking about me. I'm excited about people who do Warhammer. They're excited about the DEI. Well, this is some stuff.
Well, it's about to be destroyed. They're already.
Are so anti the dick woman. I don't understand. This woman riding down the street, smiling at all the people, get shot by a phone. And because they're trying to do a ban and all these kind of things, she's all upset about it. She don't. If black folks would show up at the city council hall more often after we do all these shooting in our communities, we could probably do something about that.
I'm talking the one that was just sitting at the light and got shot. Huh? Talking about the one that was sitting at the light got shot.
My friend, he was one of the nurses who worked out in the hospital. But yeah, so there was four that weekend who all got shot in drive-bys just sitting in the traffic.
But on the other hand, are we responsible? Are we as grown people responsible for not for the individual, but for the circumstances that allow our kids to put in that positions to live that kind of life? But you live out in the country where ain't nobody holler out there.
Just live in Blue Ridge. I mean, you go past the River Bridge now. I mean,
okay, how many black people live in Blue Ridge? About three.
Actually, there's 30.
77.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's amazing.
The environment.
Exactly.
So then we could argue, say it is partly our fault. You put a bunch of people in a condensed area. You look at the problem.
I mean, statistically worldwide. I mean, you have a heat wave, there's more murders. You have freezes, there's more murders. I mean, it's just people all about each other.
I know when it's hot, you get all kinds of.
If you look at throughout Eastern Europe, the drops actually work. There's people are confined to their clothes and they're confined to their around people for days on end. Crazy. Yeah. I was surprised when I read that.
Does anybody watch women's basketball?
Nobody.
I mean, basically, I still say that to man. I get hurt grinder. Those are men. I don't give a crap with nobody. I know a man when I see it. Well, this thing got it all. Yeah. I mean, but I was there lesbian, but she looks like a man. I ain't never seen a woman that flat chest in my whole life.
Yeah, that's different. But I mean,
athletes don't get to their boots. I know they wear the tight bras to keep from moving, but she got nothing but a bra on. I mean, I don't see a woman like that.
The LSU athlete, but she does. She got some big old hooters now. Maybe it's just the flat chest a lot. I mean, the women out of
I'd rather watch cartoons than watch them. She can tie them down so they don't move. But take with this one, I'm telling you, I ain't never seen a woman with that flat. Never. But those are smaller women. Who don't. I mean, in America, all the chicks we eat, all the hormones in there, everybody ought to have that.
Yeah, when I was in Korea, they got the average person.
What you learned about the average person outside? Wait, the culture is diverse, and you learn about the average. I mean, come on, bro. What is the average inside there?
That's why Americans are rich. My God.
Yeah, no wonder.
But don't go to Africa.
No, that's right. No.
Yeah,
I mean, why don't they put us on a boat finish over here? That's it, man. It's small. Evidently, they still using them because a lot of boats go there. I got these Kevin Park.
Outside Japan's actually started doing these. You come over and you marry a Japanese woman and have a change in 4 years, they give you green card. We're both going to stay out.
Oh, Japan's back. Look at the population.
Japan is importing dudes who want to get laid. It's crazy because they normally work like 70, 80, 90 hours a week.
And the pro-Chinese, they ain't got no population. Oh, yeah. Okay, good morning, everybody. I hope this day finds everybody well this morning. It is a Friday morning. I got my guest here. We're going to talk to him in a second. Everybody, let's see what this is on the phone before I get back to something that's important. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Come on, 50. Well, that's a bunch of guys. Yeah, I wouldn't know who particularly you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's still out. I just saw him already making me some new glasses. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Mm-hmm. Not the police, and right, to that group, that's all that matters. That's to that group. That matters. They were a political group, and if they're a political group, then they serve their purpose. But they weren't concerned about all of that. I mean, black lives matter. Only the ones that get shot by the police, and if that policeman has a good white guy. Well, so think about a bunch of houses. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we better make up our mind what we want. And if I got one criticism of the mayor, and I got about three, if I got one critic, I don't believe that he is tough enough on with law and order. I just he's worried about perception and what people may say if you say, "Oh no, well, we live in a town that's 75% or 80% black." I mean, most of the time you see the crooks and the police are mostly black. So when you see when you go down the street, see six brothers sitting with handcuffs on, well, hey, that's the population of the city, and he just doesn't like those optics.
But yet we had a 20% increase in mortgage last year.
Yeah. And it's kind of like our school board, until somebody decides to get on that school board and employ discipline. The one element that makes every individual that is ever touched by it successful, we will not change the environment in our public schools. And they will still, listen, when you go to a magnet school in the public school, if you don't do a good job, it's just send you back down to public school, send you back down to traditional school. But wait a minute, with a negative consequence is sending you back to the traditional school. What does that say about the traditional school? It's a punishment. They hold traditional school over the heads of people in magnet schools as if. So why isn't down there at least comparable or equal to up here? I can't figure that out. Yeah, yeah, I don't get that. Anyway, maybe next year will be the year. I got one more year involved in the that I'm done. Who's that guy that had a baby real old? No. But in the Bible, but who's that guy? Yeah, but good. Did it I mean, yeah, the baby was real old. Who is Sarah? Sarah had a baby by somebody. Yeah. I don't can't be able to, anything like that. Yeah, we down with the medical stage of life. Good morning. Get them back. Morning. Morning. Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me introduce my guest. It's Bud and his son. Joey. It's Bud. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's protected. Well, I wasn't there, but I was watching on TV. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, they were talking about raising that money on the garbage thing. So why would that money? That money's going to be used for what? But they 25, right. But it just got a raise. I mean, come on. I don't. Well, just in case everybody in Montgomery decides to go on strike and not pay no taxes, they can still survive for a couple of days. Yeah, that's what that's all about. Yeah. Right. Now that'll get you some more officers, hopefully. But again, if the mayor is not actively tough on crime, if he's not the kind of mayor that says walk softly but carry a big stick, then we get. I mean, we had Huggerford with Finley, and with you in here, I don't know what the hell we had. Yeah. But I don't need the police to put on blue jeans. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's time for these kids' daddy to go to jail or take care of their kids. You don't know that either. It's time. My job was not to take care of your children. Yeah, I hear you. Why is it that we don't want to hold these men accountable for the rampages of their children? Every child has got a father. Well, we're the second stream. Yeah, yeah. And again, that directly relates to a relationship with their father.
I remember.
My son won't be at nobody's store at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I remember we had
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Well, let me ask you though. Why is it that? But why is it that it's almost as if we don't want to hold the children's fathers or dads responsible for their actions? Okay, okay, exactly. But there is a finger to be pointed here. I got two for my two boys. All right, all right.
it was just it was 15 years ago where nothing
Right, up in Massachusetts, right.
that's the only time I'm aware that a parent had
Now, I will say one thing. If a child is 16, if he's old enough to get a driver's license and ride around in a vehicle that can kill people, okay, if he's responsible enough for that, then he ought to be responsible enough to be held as an adult in every other aspect of our society. So that's what we need to do. But anything below 16, oh, your parents need to be,
what was your age when I
okay. Yeah. See, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, no, but here's the deal. You know what my son learned? It was not like you see in the movie. Rambo, 1, 2, 9, 2, and
Did you eat the squirrel? Well, that's good.
And so, you know, I think you look at you in the middle. What and
Come on, you're on there. True. They do. Right. 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 And if we had 10,000 policemen, there would still be people committing crime. Right. But let me ask you something. Right. But let me ask you, isn't this a partnership? If we start holding parents like we did up there, they did mother and father who now got 10 to 15 years in jail because their son went to school with a gun they gave him at 15 years old. Don't you think that dads knew that they'd be pulled off their job, taken downtown, and face the judge along with the child, and somewhere along the line, some of this would change? If you don't guide them, if you don't guide them, you don't spend time with them, you are complicit. Well, what are you talking about them, man? Yeah. Well, we're responsible for social media in our house. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah. That sounds like an excuse, though. That sounds like an excuse. You responsible for what goes on in your house. I check my I check my son's computer all the time. I look at his computer all the time, see what he's looking at. Now, we even got a program now that will tell you where they're going. Yeah, I know, but I don't have to worry about my son doing it. But he's been trained, especially by his mama. But he's been trained. I know, man. Yeah. Yeah, Michael, yeah, I know Michael. Yeah. I'll tell you what my son would say. Wait a minute. I'll tell you what my son would say. My son was looking like he's crazy. No, that means you're not been influenced enough by your parents. Man. That's what that means. Sure, there are, but those ain't the ones that you hear about. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. You know what, man? Let me ask you a question. I go to this. But let me ask you. I go to the store sometimes and I see kids and acting up in stores. But I've seen some of the most managing some of those same stores because they have parents that have taught them how to act in public. It is, for the most part, up to the parents to train these kids. I can tell a dumbass kid when I go in the store, and I can tell one that's got parents that made a goal. It's still about the parents. Hey, Christian, I take a break. We'll be back. Bud's with us, and Joy's with us right now. So tell me what they did that make you think of it. Plus, plus, and plus Joy is a veteran of the United States Army, so I got to give him slack here too. But I don't think he. Good. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the most convenient excuse that the black folks have when they don't agree. It's the most convenient excuse. No, they disagree with it.
Well, we got okay. Yeah, you know, you've been with for 20 years.
Yeah.
You can't figure out if I'm racist or not after 20 years. Yeah,
I wasn't with everywhere not. Racist really means they change the definition every 10 years. It merely means that's up to you. You think you are. You know, I just compare checking account.
It tails from this spiritual power.
Yeah.
Prejudice.
Right.
I don't think I've ever been racist in my life, but I have been. But they keep changing the definition of racism. Every 10 years. If you don't call me Janice rather than John, then you're racist. I believe that God made he and she. That's all. That on black young man. Pleasant. I didn't think because they always there. How to be respectful, mindful. It's about training. Being open up, they can't stop you from looking at it. But they can always lie.
Well, there's also even Facebook, they can stream it because they can show social media exposure. It causes more eating disorders. It causes more body dysmorphia. Because even if you raise your kids, if you're constantly bombarded 10 hours a day that you're too fat, you're disgusting.
Yeah, but nothing's more worse than a TV. And a TV in our house is the worst thing. I feel a lot worse than a computer.
Here's worse because I know a lot more. You're on your phone on the internet.
And when you got the computer on, then you got the TV on too. TV's worse. There's no filters anymore. With HBO, if you got cable, you bring anything else you want to bring. Yeah, TV's worse than a computer. At least a computer can be used to execute stuff. There we go. And we can even block some of that. But I don't understand why we cannot hold these. Everybody's got a daddy.
Situation.
They should have. They should help me out. But they can't turn around. But they can't turn around and say, "Oh, you spanked him? Yeah, we're gonna put you in jail." Well,
that was egregious because they said they're having multiple times the behavior.
Did they the parents in the principal's office with their sign? In the principal did not. Even the principal did not remove him.
Yeah.
And then the 6-year-old child. The 6-year-old child.
Exactly.
The 6-year-old child that came to school and shot the teacher. Yeah. And they said that she had told the principal and everybody else about it. Can't do nothing about it.
And you know, she's suing the school. The school's saying, this is what we can't stay.
Okay.
That's right.
It is a workers' comp issue.
Yeah, but it's more than just
Yeah.
it's negligence and too.
All right. We got the F brothers. Well, not really brothers. Kind of. Like a older. The one looks like an older brother, and the other one looks like a mentor. And I enjoy actually. I'm trying to remember the actor's name. You don't know who I is or everybody. Yeah. Good morning on there. Yeah. Good. Y'all look like y'all to the January 6th.
Actually, I was one of the ones that was the Tea Party.
Yeah, I was the Tea Party too, yeah.
And me and the wife and 4.5 million people
Yeah. Okay. I believe, and I've talked, and I'm gonna pay the picture, and I've talked to Stephen about this too. There's a police officer who was fired from his job in part because he cussed out a crook. He cussed him out. We would follow strictly the law. If you go 1 mile over the speed limit, you get the ticket. If you hit somebody, you go to jail. If you're not taking care of your kids, you're going to jail. We're going to find you. That's what. Wait a minute. He has a police force to do that. If you got a warrant out, you do. Mm-hmm. If you got a warrant out, you can't. Yes, sir. Exactly what the law says. Exactly what the law says. And a year or so ago, 2 years ago, we didn't want to arrest people who were obviously breaking the state law by panhandling on the street. If you let the small crimes go, those people will turn out to do bigger crimes.
Yep. And I'll tell you,
that's a bigger crime.
Mm.
Roadblock, baby. Roadblock.
One of the biggest things.
Actually, it isn't illegal. It isn't illegal. You can only use them for certain things.
The biggest thing that we show how consistent results you have to be. Okay, you know you're going to get the bills, your other things get less. Studies show, no, well, prosecutors don't want to cheat all the prosecutors to stop putting things down.
Well, I would say this. I would say this to you. Now, I see things going with this. Let me also let me tell you something. When you hire a guy to build you a house, and he says, I am a contractor, I am a carpenter, I have plumbers, I have electricians to build you a house. I don't expect to have to go there and build my own house if I'm paying you to build it. When the mayor runs, whichever mayor it is, Bobby Bright, Palmer, Scott Frank, whoever the mayor and the county city, it is their job to find the solution, not mine. That's what they get paid for. Well, that's every city. Right. Wait a minute. And again, that's a constitutional issue also. But again, but again, again, my job is not to do. Oh no 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 no. My job, true, true. Okay, if I can show you, wait a minute, if I can show you, there are people walking the street right now that would never even put in jail for 8 years ago. I ain't the homeless people. I ain't the homeless people. Wait a minute. I'm not in law enforcement. It's not my job.
Let's 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 talk about something. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have a dialogue. What we need to understand is there is someone that goes with I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. We still go with progression and someone's after. We are seeing, I guess, in and there. Now, okay. Now that that's listen, I mean, I'm just going to say about 15 years in the past. You have a progression and their criminal behavior in the case. So what happens is if you have a criminal,
Give me the short version.
okay, you find somebody that messed up, you arrest them, you hit them hard, then their likelihood to progress to a more severe crime will be less if their ass is sitting in jail.
No, 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 no. I'm
And the
not
quitting
saying
because
that.
they can go anywhere else and get a 20% pay raise.
Do you believe? Do you believe that a policeman? Wait a minute, do you believe a policeman should be? What? Do you believe a policeman should be suspended from his job because he cusses out a crook? No, I don't. Words don't hurt anybody. I ain't tearing them down.
Is the mayor responsible for hiring a police chief?
Right, right. The mayor's responsible for hiring the police chief, right?
And thus the mayor responsible for the actions of the police chief or the
We don't need a policeman out, a police chief giving people donuts.
Chief Wilson got fired because he had a DUI.
Right, right. We didn't have all this shooting on the streets of Montgomery when he was chief.
I mean, you understand, caller, that we had a 20%
But you know I love you.
in murders last year. 20% increase.
No, we just disagree. Good morning. Yeah.
Mr. Promotion. Good morning, sir. How you doing today? Going ahead, sir.
That boy. Yeah, he had to speak it for himself.
Have a blessed day.
All right then, we'll take a break and we'll come back. Listen, I don't know. Again, I'm not a carpenter. I don't fix cars. I'm not a mechanic. I don't fix cars. I'm a computer guy. Bring me your computer and I can fix it for you most of the time. And that's where my expertise is. I'm not on the police force. I call people, if Bud gun when his gun fit, get from him, you have to go to justice. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So when we hire people to do a job, let them do the job. I will agree with some other on this. You cannot allow people to keep doing things and make excuses for that for what they've done. Okay? If you're going down the street and I'm smelling marijuana in your car, you need to restart. Yeah. And when you 10 miles up the road and I'm still smelling it, yeah, you need to stop about 4 or 5 times. Who is that?
So, what is this really? Was that come out William Boy?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what it was about. Well, that somebody came to the office, sat down and asked if they were going to do business, got a select, go for doing something.
So, kind of crazy. I'm saying, there's a reason for cops going to be business.
We do have Seattle.
Oh, okay.
We do have people that they use to propagate. We do. You got screwed.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm very supportive towards this. I'm very supportive.
But by the grace of God, you made it out.
That's it. If I had been any kind of guilty, I could be guilty.
I'm not saying that they don't do wrong, but when you fire cops because they cuss out, that's crazy to me.
You put your hands on a person, okay, right? It's as long as you break the
Besides that, I had all the answers. When you run for mayor, when you run for mayor and then get in and say, I can't do this and I can't do that, I'm from 6 hours. Don't run for the job. You have to claim.
If that's the case, why do they have police? You just can't stop crime that was claimed. This most recent police piece, to me, was the most important part that millions. And he was already under scrutiny for.
Well, when I hear we're going to use 21st century policing method, and the troops are using first century method, yeah, I know we ain't done.
You need to go back to
Political correctness.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
Which you did.
Yeah, no, I was in Washington. Yeah, they caught me less than that night. Joey, I was I think I was at Fort Bragg, and I was 80 something. I think the radio. And as a man, I'm from the big time SH to get out here to the police. I don't know why they stopped me. I think black guy driving. But they stopped me. And the guy got mad because, you know, when you wear a beret, you really normally have to wear high and tight. And so he couldn't lift my head up and beat me in the face, right? So he got double mad at that. But I took an ass whooping that night that I ain't never took before. Yeah. No, this is county show. I think he meant I'm sure he might take it all over. That's what I'm doing.
Maybe I was really in
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Go away. But he looked at me like he knew. Oh man. Yeah. Good. You know, and
the next day you keep like that.
yeah, you know, soldiers ought to be cognizant of the town here. We're the only one in that town guaranteed. And I know the hard way because we're older. And you got to live with it.
Yeah. Most times the bases are the bad part counts.
Yeah.
The job side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bragg, 5 miles outside the gate, it's pretty rough around there.
Whose philosophy would the mayor of New York or the mayor of Chicago Lightfoot? New York. Giuliani had it right. Let's do what Giuliani did. Stop and frisk. Whatever it takes. Yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah. And Lightfoot looked like she's from Mars anyway. I don't know. She
some years ago, the Birmingham newspaper printed a report, and they arrested 100 people, and they found out those 100 people accounted for 5,000 something.
Before I go back to the first, I actually wrote interesting said, whose philosophy worked? The mayor of New York, Giuliani, or the mayor of Chicago, Lightfoot, and both of those cities have two of the toughest anti-gun laws that there is, even though the Supreme Court said that people in New York have a right to carry a gun. But they in Chicago have figured out ways around laws to stop people from getting guns. But Giuliani, no matter what you say about him, particularly like Trump, me and Trump, he brought the president down in New York to something that was commendable. People felt a lot safer. So mayors do have some effect on the cities they run. And if you can make a difference in New York City, hey, we get an advisor to Steve. Good morning on air. Yes. Well, you got 3 minutes. Now that's a transfer to the police department. I think they just got already. No, but if you get one, you got to get the other. Well, not just you, I cut off them. Mm-hmm. Well, did you ask them that? Did you ask them why your trash not been picked up? Call them. Yeah. Hey, Bill. I know, but call down. You need to call the sanitation department and ask them. Keep calling them. I mean, keep calling. Call them 18 times if you have to. You know that? Okay. And that's why you keep calling them. Again, though, we don't know, we don't know your individual case here, but you just have to go, don't call, go down there. Go down there. To the sanitation department. They don't want to pick up the trash. No, go down there. Just go down there. If you go down there, you can talk to somebody. You just log go down there. All right. Appreciate it. Just go down there. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, that's a crazy. And we're gonna have to stop some of these knocking doors and busting people's doors down, especially when you're at the wrong house.
No knock warrants.
Right. As a service member.
Well, they were always trying to every year.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Here.
Well, TV, TV, we talk about computers and social media. TVs is one of the worst things we had in our homes. It shows these gangbangers turning the gun sideways and shooting people actually shoot guns like that. Yeah, yeah. So we've always had power. We've always had high powered rifles.
Well, yeah, this goes back to the conversation I was just having with Joe this morning when I asked him how old is he when he was start film. He was at 8 years old. He learned at a young age the repercussions of what, but nowadays, but nowadays children don't learn that. They believe guns are what they see in video games
Right.
and stuff like
You're going to reboot the machine in the country. Oh, the local folk, yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Let me take one more call for this hour. Good morning on there.
answer.
Y'all got to speak up too, man. Y'all speak like sissies.
It's a kind of
I don't hear it. Yeah. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about. I wouldn't talk to SFC that way. Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Listen, I feel you. But if every man takes care of his own children, all them solved. The family is not. And then I gotta take a break after this hour. We got 1 more hour left. We come back. Yeah, I still haven't got to the city council. I watch some city council people think they got a right to tell you how much time to do this. We'll be back.
Bad, ain't it?
Well, this will help my Friday to back quicker. Now, normally I'm all good for discipline, but for the child's only 7 years old. You knock the hell out of him. You don't need to be teaching. If you got a child that's 7 years old, is that much of a threat? Yeah, he need to be out of the school. They need to repeal this law at this point. Although always been able to open carry. So open carry is not an issue. But it's people who have a gun and the police can't ask them about it. You got a right to get this. I mean, he don't know if you're a felon, he don't know if you're or whatever. And I don't think felons, just because you got a felony, you have to say it's better. But I don't know at home. He was pardoned. But he was in the his wife. Where he got his pardon last year, he took it back to 2 years. Yeah.
Keep O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage and Energy Care, and I love EV. Really, quote, Navage is the best thing I've bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I've lost my pride. It's amazing. Additionally,
Finance and he's just not making them.
They do what? But if the interest rate has gone down. Yeah.
Because right now, it's dropping this one. They're ridiculous.
The fans are saying they don't expect to go up a year before she still running.
Can you wear a sleeve like that? All I can do is wear a tattoo like that.
Just do it past your. The Marines can do.
Good. What is the purpose?
Yeah,
That look like devil worship.
Even from books and stuff.
Is that the Star of David?
No, this is from
That guy's satanic.
Some horror from the place.
So you couldn't put it on a piece of paper?
I've only got three. And unfortunately, one of them is Korean, and I want to get that shit covered up.
Of course, when you're dark,
Now you have to get the thing.
you got to be a fluorescent tattoo. Well, light reflective, the dark reflective, I thought they hurt. Yeah.
When lost my ear, there's an ear in the interface. All I do is in my neck.
The ones I got, I always felt like it was just cleaning.
This is probably the worst in my life. That was so physical. I know you almost had it happen.
When I had my nickel twist, that felt like a motor.
Why would you get to this?
Yeah.
I thought it was y'all were the Walmart cases were getting experienced and you lost a bet.
No, this was I took this at the factory.
I wonder is there any guy that gets them?
Oh yeah.
Really?
There's people getting dick pics. Like call it Prince Albert or something.
Really?
I ain't doing that.
There were some folks that actually put their dick in half. Laid over this stuff.
Really? Yeah, people mess up.
Yeah.
That's a white thing. That's more of a white thing than anything else.
It's just
Yeah.
That's not a white thing. That's a mental thing.
Yeah. I'm dead. Okay. And these women who wear thing here, ear thing here, ear thing, ear thing, and you wonder why the workplace participation rate is low. I'm not going to hire you.
a young lady, early 20s, and she had 16 piercings. And it's like, okay, I can see one here, I see one here, I see one in the tongue.
And the one, the cow thing.
You know,
the cow thing, where you put the hook in your nose like cows get.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
get a camera and do it.
I just don't understand it.
I hear you. People who get careers, they have like the circle.
Oh, yeah. Now we got them with gays and lip. And you wonder why you can't get a job.
Well, I had a friend that engaged this. He was like, if he was against that wall and he took him out, you could smell the.
Oh yeah,
God, it was so disgusting. I almost threw up. You could smell it across the room because the smell was so strong. Yeah, it was. I was like, I am never getting. I'm never dating this. That was so good.
You know, I don't know if TikTok is the best translation apparatus in the world or not. I mean, everybody's giving you advice.
Well, it's not even been. That's all
that. I thought they passed along.
They've got 9 months to divest, or else they're going to get shut down.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it's hike to Europe, go straight to China. They call it leaky cat.
Okay. Okay, we're back. Now let's talk about something we can actually complain about. The other day at the city council meeting, a couple of our city councilwomen, Johnson, as a matter of fact, turned down a business because she said that we had enough alcohol places in that particular area. I'm still wondering, is this America? And entrepreneurialism is still acceptable today. If you go down Zelda Road, you can find Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, I mean, all next door to one another, right? What I'm trying to figure out is what make there's no law on the books that say you can only have certain kind of businesses, so many of those types of businesses in a given area. So what say you? Should the city council, one member, have a right to? It's the only time that one city council person has a right to deny you your business license because of their say so, and the rest of the city council sits there on their hands and feet, goes right along with the person as opposed to using a little logic and reason. I don't understand why one city councilman has that. We got 9 of them. We got 9. Why should one city councilman be able to stop you from opening your business? That's legal. Those are legal. Yeah, that's all reason. Yeah, we got enough of those. But who is one city council person to decide we have enough? And then what happens? So, oh well, we don't want any more liquor stores, but we can have fast food restaurants right next to each other. Any place we got. Let's go to car lot. I mean, we got car lots in front of each other, on top of each other, and back to each other, and we got them all over the place.
We are not coming into an area because they have to sell liquor inside of Publix.
Well, now,
not what to do.
Right, now that we do have, I think Dollar Tree or Dollar General, but they actually sell alcohol also. It's beer alcohol, but I don't really know. It's beer alcohol. Okay. So, but my thing is that shame on her. I'm telling you, a man who invested his money into a business because what kind of system we have? Economic, we get capitalism. Capitalism, right? For the time being, capitalism will determine if you survive. People vote with their feet, right, and with their money. So if you got too many, one of them will go. And this guy may not be. But I just find it interesting that city council people, the only time one city councilman gets to make law is when they stop a citizen from coming down there to open up their business with their cash, their money. Guess who can put a liquor store anywhere in Montgomery? No, state of Alabama. State of Alabama. They don't even have to go through the city. I said, why don't you fight them like you fight these other guys? You know, I don't get that. I think, and for years and years and years and years now, they have not come up with a plan on paper that will definitively tell you whether or not you need your license or not. Yeah,
Should be a procedure.
there ought to be a procedure.
You check them all off, all done. You should.
Now he's going to have to sue and get it in because there's no law that says you don't have social in the store. I mean,
have to pay out that
right,
right.
right. I mean, but he's going to get it. He's going to get it. It's a waste of time and his money. You have to go through all of this because what's next? Now every farmer had a thing against places. We call them love places.
What, like the
yeah, love stuff. Yeah, they just go. I don't think he likes those either. But it makes me that one city council can determine if you open a business when we have 8 more.
I mean,
so what kind of business was it?
When they look at the
well, now they haven't passed. They haven't
license.
Nigga, this out here.
Yeah, but why is not getting $100,000?
But who gave it? But so the state took his money?
Yeah. So how you get
and they didn't give him the license, right? Tell him come on up on the show. Yeah, we'll talk. Who's this? Yes. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. No, I had no problem with loan. Listen, loan companies won't survive unless somebody go to them. Yeah, loan companies won't survive unless somebody go to them. Like liquor stores won't survive unless people don't do business with them. That doesn't make any sense.
My son-in-law father owns Mr. Ben. Uncle Ben, Mr. Ben, Uncle Ben. Yeah, but you're right. You literally have 4 car washes within half a mile.
Okay, and if nobody's doing business with them,
he's going to go belly up.
They're going to go belly up. But so what type of business do you have a right to tell them they can run in that way? The state of, Mm-hmm. But why is it one city count right? But why is it that one city council person can stop me from doing business when there are 9 of them? It's 2020. Yeah. So why is it? But here's the deal. If District 1 don't want a particular law, guess what? If the city council passes that as a whole, it becomes a law for District 1.
Well, it's the 14th Amendment that he could take under the law. I mean,
no. So why is it that one city councilman can say no when the other ones don't want to say anything and just go along with the one?
Because they want their backs scratched.
It's the only piece of legislation down there that they allow one city councilman from a particular district to turn somebody down. Other than that, what's up, Kevin? Exactly. There's no law that says you have to meet with the president of a local. They don't have to. There's no law that says you have to talk to the heads of neighborhood organizations. But there's no law that says they can't put it there. It's a legal business. So why is it that one city council person can stop me and the others sit back there on their hands and look like puppy dogs? Because they still, because people are investing their money. We keep telling people we want to invest money. Okay, you don't have the right. I don't think you have the right to say, "Well, yeah, but we don't want to." It's a legal business. I will. And I tell you something. During COVID, during the contagion, the COVID, what was left open? So COVID couldn't close it down, but the city, one person on the city council can shut it down. Something's wrong with that.
Mark, the problem when we don't have the, I'm not gonna say the concept, but maybe maybe government, maybe that's their fear. That's fine. Mandate them that the business next to
Camera and security. Absolutely. Get on it. On it.
Wonderful.
Now, Mark, you Mark. Yeah, he probably would. Yeah, he probably would. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, show me a law that says that you can only have certain businesses, so many businesses of the same kind in a geographical location. Then I am good. They cannot show me that. So these people come down there, they invest their hard-earned money, and they get turned down by one, and the rest of the city council stand on their hands and say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is Mark until you score the 950?
Well, there's something out of business and shutting down the
Eight. Yeah. Well, now listen, I'm not saying anything, but I have heard some things. I can't really elaborate on them on the open mic, but I have heard some things.
It makes you wonder.
They made a contribution to a favorite.
Yeah, well, okay.
With prosperity.
Okay. So what you're telling me then, he was against happy endings. Well, everybody deserves to be happy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, since he was a paratrooper like myself, I got to give Henry Farmer all the props for that. I ain't mad at him. Yeah.
Oh, yes. The same thing happened to him as a U.S. Marshal that just now happened to our most recent sexual harassment with the feds. U.S. Marshal. Yeah. And he got fired because of sexual harassment.
Not that's true. So
no, that's what they fired him for. I would hope not, to be honest with you. I think that's big destiny.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything about that.
Let's go ahead with U.S. Marshal.
Here it is. Appreciate it. And when we come back, what is affordable housing. Also in front of the city council today, I think they approved quote unquote affordable housing. Somebody, someplace have redefined what affordable housing is. Affordable housing is you the taxpayer. If you have to own the money. Affordable housing is free. Yeah, I remember all that. When I was getting my MBA graduation ceremony, I was getting his master's degree in when I got my MBA, I was getting his master's degree. He also played in
So yeah, we're probably gonna start you see how the administration would do a $20,000 tax credit for electric vehicles, and then a week later, electric vehicles $10,000. It takes us before the heavy, like, hey,
exactly.
You're gonna have $100, $50 rent holiday.
What is it? Is that the degree with the paper? But degrees eliminate you, not help. They can say, oh, you need this degree for this job, but just because you got the degree for that job doesn't mean you're going to get the job.
Well, I always said my master's opened doors.
Yeah, okay.
Then they would have been.
You ain't working it, have you?
I had to be mentioned. I mean, I got the job mentioned because I had to be
well, you got your job, but that's because they can eliminate somebody else who didn't work. I mean, now philosophy is not a curriculum that pays you the things that when you pretty much are stuck working at a school. Yeah, but it ain't working yet. It's going to talk anyway. And it's another thing. Once you get your PhD in philosophy, the next year when somebody figure out rewrites the whole theory dissertation, then they'll take yours back.
Yeah.
Exactly, because science don't. Right. Science is absolute. You can prove it or disprove it. Well, that ain't science. That's an opinion.
See, they would involve science.
Yeah.
You get that. You know how to write basic graphs.
Yeah. But water. Find elements in water that nobody's ever found. Really talking about that. Because water's always been, and you know, water is never really leaves the universe. The atmosphere, I mean, it's always. So what we do, we drink a lot of foods and a lot of water from whales and dogs and cats and dinosaurs.
We do have aspiration. We do have most of leaving that. Yes, you do.
Where's it going? Why can't that rain up there?
It's so widely dispersed. We always leaving the atmosphere.
Let me see your dissertation on that, and I'll agree with you. For that, it ain't raining up there. No Apollo mission has ever said it's raining. Actually, it isn't.
No, it makes things better. I've had hour-long conversations with you. Yeah.
Those two.
That's the stuff you do basically. The water wet.
You know, the miracle of life in the universe is the miracle of the universe. It is the things that are simple to us just are magnificently designed.
That's why I do not believe in that.
I don't believe it. I believe that. Wait a minute. I believe God gave us the ability to evolve, already designed within our creation.
Well, it's the difference between micro and macro, right?
Exactly.
People can adapt versus does a person become something? Does a dog become horse? Or does the dog evolve? Does it adapt to it?
Let me screw each other and they turn each other.
Yeah, a husky is different from Pomeranians because of where they walk.
Right.
So, but yeah, dog ain't gonna become a horse.
No. Although the horse, someone did.
But even in the military, so they raise VAH like $400 in the Fort Meade area, even on day.
Sure. I mean, government doesn't help it. It just makes sure they don't come.
Money away from taxpayers.
It's out of money. It's like all these are getting expensive. If you have a for sure government back loan, why not charge?
That's why I went around military bases.
I close up.
Even though the quality of what you get sucks. Okay, the time on the wall says it is 9:27 on a Friday morning. You can give us a call 860-1440. The other day, hold on the phone, I'll be right there. Other day, they were in front of the city council and they made $2,400 a month came up. And she said, what can afford that? So what is affordable housing? I don't know what that means. And so is $2,400 kind of cheap to you?
You can really buy more.
Where am I really
I would consider affordable housing between 600, $600 to $700. Then I can probably live someplace. But right now we are putting up, and then what's going to happen when people start not to get food delivered, like in Montgomery, we don't live someplace.
Well, I just recently so we're in the process.
So you are an Illinois.
I'm Illinois. And so we're looking at different houses. We've got several investments. And it's not that it
Because if you're the military, they give you a little extra go on top of that to help you pay. But civilians like me, if you heard,
be honest with you, because I don't know. I mean, yeah, I've got a business background and stuff like that. I don't know what actually pay all this and stuff like that.
yeah, rent it for $800 a month, and then that'll give you a little extra to put some of it in an envelope and confirmation. See that? Now you're trying to agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the market is. That's the market. Do the right thing.
That thing is making here.
What does the good book say? For the love of money. Trying to make some money. Yeah.
Some money for my kids.
Good morning. Who's this? Pretty good. Yeah. Well, I'm either in Beard or Johnson. Yeah, I didn't want it there, but they overrode me.
Should have been counselor.
Wait a minute, I watched the process. I watched them do it. Also, I've been there 33 years. I don't need to ask anybody. I see what goes on. Because I'm wondering where does the authority come from for one city council person to tell a potential business owner that we don't want your business? That's discrimination. And what did they say to me? And listen, and what did they say to me? Sorry about that, buddy. We're gonna put it there because it's good for the community. I said, okay, okay. Is it better to have an empty building? Is it better to have an empty building than it is to have a business there that's been productive and bringing in tax dollars? Because they said they had too many. Because they said they had too many liquor stores. And I do, but let, let- do you know? Do you know where most abortion clinics are located? Let me tell you, in the black community, around churches and all kind of groups. But we want a liquor store. And another thing is the state of Alabama thought liquor stores were so important that even during COVID, all the liquor stores stayed open. So why can't our communities think that the liquor stores are important too? Mhm. There are no package stores in Clover. There's no package stores in Clover. Are you sure? Yeah, thank you.
But I noticed, under the 14th Amendment, you have the equal protection. If you allow one over package, and so what would be the basis of the 14th Amendment? We allow these, but we're not allowing.
But you sure there are no package stores in Clover there? We get drunk too. But Win Lakes is a private. Win Lakes is a community down there with no business in it.
Okay, I know. My daughter lives in Pike Road. I know there's Pike stores out there. I know in Wind Lakes you can go to the
right.
and just alcohol all day. So it's not a standalone like a state ABC, but it is a grocery.
Okay, but the issue,
can't tell you right there.
Right, but the issue is there's no law that says you can only have a certain kind of business in an area. Show me the law, and I'm good. Yeah, yeah. But I hear what they say, and that every time they turn somebody down, it's because we have enough of them. Now, who makes the number of what's enough? No, I know. You're probably right. Yeah, but I call them right now. I call them out right now. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate it. 9:35 in the morning. Get money. Who's this? Right. You got to show them. And most of them, you should win. Yeah. And most city council did tell me that. They said, so why go through this? The cost of city extra money. Yeah, let's keep it. Yeah, but if they're gonna pay this guy $3 grand, it's coming from something. Yeah. Oh, somebody just told me that the rent was $2,400. Now inflation hit. Now they say when it's everything. Okay. So,
Let's go, Brandon.
so it's like when I go to Publix.
Let's go,
It's
Brandon.
it is so high in Publix. I love Publix, a great store.
But they are expensive.
But I asked the manager one day, why don't you just put a sign out saying you don't want me to shop here? I mean, I can't afford your stuff. Yeah. I said, just put a sign saying poor people not for that. I just
believe the Publix in
are they? Yeah. Well, I guess I understand they want to put clientele.
They're very great. They're gonna rob you. All they're going to use is going to make you feel better.
Yeah. I mean, now I go on base a lot, shop. But base is not that cheap. It's not that cheap now in the except you get quality. Except you get quality food. I mean, quality stuff. But you go to country?
No, I mean, I didn't live on base. I didn't live.
They really have. If I'm overseas, hey, that's the place to go. Yeah. But in with Walmart got food and we can go up the street, why do I want to go there? Yeah. I go on this.
Just never drank
But you know why I really don't. Yeah, I know that everybody behind me. So I just go on base. So if I see you on base, next time I go on base, I take my hat t-shirt right on that. Right. At least not this. I can't get on base. I just go to hell. All the fans, they can't go. Get money on there. Alright then, it is 9:39 in the morning. What else I have to talk about today? Okay, yeah, she's trying another little we did it. I don't know who the hell that's going to be affordable before, but it's certainly going to be affordable. Now here's one thing. Yeah, I mean, buy it. If you can afford to pay $3,300 a month, yeah, you could. Yeah. Here's one of our cities. I'm not totally against what she was saying, but when you have a club or let's say a club, somebody gets into a fight outside in the parking lot. Is that Walmart? Okay, so I got a club, somebody's outside the club and they get into a fight. Is that my fault? Right.
Always hang on to that week. But I mean, it is, which is amazing because I'm making that stuff that I'm hosting. But you should have some kind of responsibility as far as having experience. Now, let's say this one right on time. In that thing. If you know you have a situation where you have to find a way out there, I'm not saying you contributed to it, but at least
but it's outside.
But at least from a legal standpoint, I would want to contribute on it.
What if they're like in my parking lot? What if the fight happens and then the Jason parking lot?
In this point, this is that's the only place to go to. And so,
Did you know?
Good morning. Who's this? Mm-hmm. That'd be good. We got free food. That'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah.
It's on me.
The laws. I think the word of the law would be Kevin because he and if they publish it, you're choosing who comes on.
No, this is a political speech issue.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah, but you can get on Facebook and write and say the same thing.
and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. What kind of word could possibly bother you? Well, we got freedom of speech, brother. So, yeah. I mean, okay. Oh, that wasn't the reason? So you take a half hour getting to the reason, it ain't the reason. Well, he did. I didn't even have to hang up on him today.
I bring out his good side in.
Yeah, yeah. And it made sense.
You said that this was true. People at the school for finding out every year.
Right. Bro, we're ready to go now. I mean, come on. I gotta run. Visit them. Come on, let's go. We're in the same church, though. We meet at church.
Yeah, if you go to his house, the time to do the computer issue.
When you was a kid, that's what you're supposed to do. But you get grown, you eat too much. Yeah. I visit, and I visit my wife friends.
I've known
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Listen, if you worship together in church, that's a pretty good relationship. Yeah. I get a white friend. Matter of fact, every time I go to Alabama Power, I say, hey, friend, I visit them all the time. Yeah, once a week, once a month. I gotta run them. Reggie said, citizens should have a say in what and who operates a business in the community. Okay? Right, they choose to do business with those folks now. And you don't he won't be there long. He won't be there long if you don't do business with them. So but it's a legal business. And what else are they gonna say? Are they gonna say to the thing you can only park Camaros on the street? If you don't have a Camaro, you can't live here? Now, if the guy want to put some pigs next to you, I gotta understand that. But no,
chickens have the food
and if the state of Alabama come right on your corner and say, we want to go to a liquor store here, there's nothing you can do about it. The state said we can do this. So I'm just saying, give the citizens of Montgomery the same options and the same right that the state of Alabama. All right, go. We'll be back at 9:46 in the morning. But that's Joey with me this morning. My compadre, a young soul, but I'm old school. New school. Anyway. Lord off. Let's hear the thing. What happened? He's not really doing a fake mental, which is funny. Not they go to the hospital for a week and tell anybody. That's a general. He was going, I'm expecting up the truth on you, right? He had this big old mask on. You're a soldier. You know, okay, so you might get cool. That's good. We're going to take care of that free. You got to walk with a sense of authority and a sense of brave encouragement. And he walked with the mask over his face. Come on, man. I tell you, these are reading the Marines and the same guy. The whole and they secretary goes back to the hospital. It's so quickly long as that's not too psychotic. But actually, he should have been fired. Well, Democrats don't fire people. They love it. Yeah. Well, why? Obviously, he agreed to Biden, so why would Biden get rid of the Senator? You got Rudy J. Rudy J. Mayor of my hometown. I really? Yeah. I wouldn't know if he was there, but it's the man. Or whatever he is. Well, you know, Secretary area 12 weeks from 30. I know! It doesn't. Wait a minute. I mean, it doesn't. It has a plan. Well, there's other things. I think it's against God. Really, like two of the same thing. It didn't take two of the same thing for people to get it. I think it's good. And how far down. You get right down. We are going to go. Get reelected. I don't think he's going to survive. No, what would be worse? President? Yeah, she's as bad as he is. But maybe she acts like she acts. He is president. Maybe she not all of it. Maybe she really is. You're going to get convinced. You're going to kill President Newsom to be president. I give you only Republicans who can violate the young person. That's why they picked up for it. But it's like, why are we taking it? You can have chicken in my own. Well, Milwaukee have a quality. We had a and the draft is trying to have a self-couple who? Just somebody that heard some practice. They were on South. You may put a radio in. I know what you smell when you put it in your mouth. So you went back to school. Yeah. Oh, why? Well, it depends. If I get full disability, which I don't think we'll get that, I would take it. I know my name. I agree. I know the same. Yeah, we try to. I wouldn't have to lie. I don't feel that I like to work. Well, you can work with 100% disability. Well, now you can't. When they retired,
because 100% disability now is not saying like you're wheelchair bound, but it's like I have like the way I'm standing up because I have permanent nerve pain in my back and my legs.
I got some of that.
It's permanent.
even with all those kids, you have to have to use the tech.
Well, they can't rooster except certain times of the day.
No roosters out because we know no more than 6 kids.
And we are back. Good morning. Well, guys, see now, next week's a holiday.
Next week?
Yeah.
The entire week?
Or one day.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget Mother's Day. Oh, that's coming up. I mean, next Thursday is a holiday in City Monday. My birthday. So I'm figuring that the mayor's gonna give everybody off. We'll celebrate Eve. You know. But if not, I'm going. Yeah, I look for it.
You do.
Yeah. But I'll be
On a bad day.
I'll be 60. I can't believe it either. Yeah, shit. Well, I think it's starting at 70 something. Yeah. Yeah, no, I got a 62 just because I didn't make it. Yeah. And the guy told me that if you get it at 62, if you wait till 65, you'll never recoup what you didn't get. Here's the problem. Yeah, whatever it is. Okay. There's more than I was getting.
In 8 years, 9 years, Social Security is taking off and with automatic 23% reduction in whatever you're currently making Social Security. That's Congress.
Yeah, you know that. They want to get reelected. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Let's do this. Good morning on air. Yes. We need the same policies that he had. Well, you got to pay a price, but I'm going to give what I probably at this point. I'd rather have safety than freedom.
I disagree with that one.
Well, I sound like a Democrat, though. I sound like a Democrat. Yeah. But absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that. Do me a favor, find what define to me what freedom is. Okay, so if somebody takes those options from you, then you're not free. Okay, so if I don't have the option to go to the store or drive down Atlanta Highway without getting shot, okay, so if I don't have the option to drive down Atlanta Highway without the fear of getting shot, am I free? Okay, now make my mind. Wait a minute. Make my mind. You just got to say freedom is about options. Yes. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Yeah. Just don't get rid of cable. Okay. I'm good. Okay. 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 Whoa, let's not go too far here. Yeah.
Now, let me give you another option. Okay. No.
on the next mayoral election, I'll vote for you. Now the summary judgment thing right there, we have to have a conversation about that. But everything else I'm good with. Yeah. All right. Okay, that's good. Also, now even though I say that Mother's Day is for Mother's Day, after your wife day, girlfriend day is for your mother. So I know women have figured out how to get a present on every day, even Father's Day. Because you know they'll say, if it wasn't for a woman, there would be no one. But that's a lie. Because the woman came from the man, and the man came from the woman. But be that as it may, I'm going to change my strike system. And I'm going to wish all the mothers out there a fantastic mother, because there are some fantastic mothers. And I'm not going to say if my son didn't have a mom, I would be upset. Because I wouldn't.
Everything's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You have to say this mother and that mother and all the other bills of Mother's Day.
And sometimes your wife calls you mother. You know what I'm just saying. But let me wish a special Mother's Day to my good friend Patricia Foster, who is a fantastic mom with a bunch of kids. Well, not a bunch of kids. Let me give her Mother's Day. Also, let me give a Mother's Day to Miss Fan with Lafayette. She had a lot of sons in Montgomery. We weren't born her kids. Her son was truly took hold of us, and then we're going to miss her. Also, she always should start calling people's names to get everybody like. But there's just a lot of mothers here, and kids are lucky they got moms. I'm just saying. If you just had me, you'd be in trouble. Die.
Did they get with you as far as Sunday? You've been trying to get that. I'll take them fully out.
Guys,
we got it.
Going home and work on food. I got a lady who wants to cook in a few minutes. Stop by my favorite gas station for breakfast.
Yeah, Kevin, you're not doing well, man. Get your extra money, man. Yeah. Right.
No. Everybody does what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. Sure. From the cook to the mechanic to the truck driver. You know, people say, well, you're just a truck driver. Okay, I'll tell you what. Be bogged down someplace and need some supplies. And one thing is that
Very importantly, she set up a meeting between Donald Trump and Michael Cohen that happened in February of 2017, in which the prosecutors say is a meeting at which they discussed the Huckabee plan.
Justice tells CBS News time is due to testify on Monday. From the first court has upheld the conviction of former Secretary Sanders Steve Bannon for the subpoena from the congressional branch investigating the campaign for 4 months.
up today's Experience